Hey everybody, I have got 12 awesome, accurate cologne fragrances for you. We're going to dive right into this video. I think you'll see some here that maybe you haven't seen before, maybe you're not even aware of. And as we get going, I want to ask you to add in the comments, what are some colognes that you have that you would add to the list? And please consider giving an awesome, accurate click to the like button if you haven't done that yet, and consider subscribing to the channel. All right, here we go. We're going to jump right in with this awesome clone of Amouage Reflection Man. This is Cedrat Shiaka. You want to get the one with the red label. It's sometimes called Shiaka Red. I've seen it even called Shiaka Black before, but just get the one with the red label. This is a powdery orris or iris root. It's got some florals, it's got some aromatics, it's got a touch of sweetness. The original has been compared to the original Le Male, although there are some significant differences. I will tell you this is a very accurate, good performing, great value clone of Reflection Man. Again, that's Cedrat's Shiaka. All right, next, this is one that I haven't seen anybody talk about. I've seen one video on YouTube about it, and the guy who was reviewing it didn't realize that this was the fragrance it is. He thought it was the EDP, but it's actually the parfum. This is a clone of Yves Saint Laurent Y Parfum, $23 on Amazon right now. I'll try to put a link in the description. This is Maison Alhambra's Ya Parfum. And so, again, this is one, I don't know how long it's been out, but I'm surprised everyone isn't talking about this. I will tell you there's one major difference to me between this one and Y Parfum, and that is that Y Parfum has this very sparkly, effervescent, orangey citrus, kind of sweet citrus in the opening. This one still has that for sure, but it's not as sparkly, sweet, effervescent in this one as the Yves Saint Laurent, but after about 10 minutes, the two become almost indistinguishable. I think the difference in the opening has to do with the quality of the oils, but listen, for $23, this is a fantastic clone pickup. This is Ya Parfum by Maison Alhambra. All right, next, this is a clone by Alexandria. I bought this, I'm not affiliated, they don't send me stuff, etc. This is a clone of Memo African leather, an awesome leather fragrance with some rich spiciness and some sweetness, a touch of oud, although it's not an unpleasant oud. This is a clone of Memo African leather, and this is African Magic by Alexandria. And so this one has a slightly animalic leather in it. It's one that I wouldn't expect to be a crowd pleaser, but I'll tell you, I've gotten complimented on this fragrance probably more than any other leather fragrance that I own, except for maybe one other, and I have a lot of leather fragrances. My wife loves this fragrance. Every time I wear it, she tells me how good I smell, which is unusual considering the kind of fragrance it is. So I encourage you to check this one out. It is a great clone of African leather by Memo. This is African Magic. I've got a video coming out soon of Maison Alhambra's clone of African leather as well, so keep an eye out for that one. All right, next we'll go with one that is beloved in the fragrance community. It's a great value, it's well known, and it's loved for a reason. This is a clone of Creed's Millésime Impérial. This is Armaf Club de Nuit Milestone. This one is a beautiful, sweet, fruity, kind of soft fragrance. There is an ambroxan in it that mimics Creed's ambergris. It's just it's not quite tropical, but it gives you that kind of tropical fruit summer vibe. It's an awesome spring and summer fragrance. And I love the ambroxan in this fragrance. It gets so close to the way that Creed uses that ambergris. It's a great pickup and a great value. Okay, next we'll go with one by Afnan. Afnan makes some great performing, strong fragrances, and this one is very well known because it's cheap and it's accurate. This is a clone of Ultra Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and this is 9 p.m. And so this is basically a powerful vanilla, fruity, slightly aromatic fragrance. I believe the Le Male has pear and mint, lavender, vanilla. This one has apple instead of pear, but they're very, very close, almost indistinguishable. And this one performs. It's probably a 9-hour plus 10-hour fragrance on me, and it's a great pickup. All right, next. We'll go with one that, again, I don't see a lot of people talking about. This one's kind of flown under the radar, but it's a great clone of Stronger With You Absolutely. This is Fragrance World's Proud of You Absolute. This is another very strong fragrance. This is like probably, again, a 9+ hour fragrance on me. It's powerful. It's long lasting. It projects. You have a scent bubble that you'll smell all day long. It's basically a rich, warm, ambery, vanillic fragrance with that chestnut that you know from Stronger With You. And it does have that same booziness that the Armani has, but you can pick this one up for, I think, around $35, and it's a killer clone of that fragrance. All right, next. This one is my favorite BR540 clone. Now, this is a clone of the X-Straight, but I prefer it over, I think I've got about 6 clones of different BR540 regular or X-Straight. This one is a beast. It's a 12+ hour performer. I am not, I'm not just blowing smoke here. It really is. I got the tester for $45, 120 milliliters. This is Haramain's Amber Oud Ruby edition. I think the bottle's pretty cool, that red coloring. And again, this one is super strong. You know, how do you describe BR540? Some say cotton candy, some say crushed rubies. You know, it's transparent, it's airy, it's a little bit woodsy, it's got a particular kind of sweetness. The X-Straight has that kind of almond accord as well. It's unique in that it's unusual, but it's kind of ubiquitous now, so can you still call it unique? But this one is a fantastic clone by Haramain. Okay, next, let's go with one that was the first Paris Corner fragrance I ever bought, and maybe even the first one that I ever even heard of. This is one of their Mancera clones. This is a clone of Cedrat boise, Cedrat Essence by Paris Corner's Amir line. And it's a great clone. It is a burst of fruits, especially citruses. There's a good amount of sweetness. There's a juicy fruitiness, but then there's also some woods and there's some leather as well. So it gives, a little bit of a base, a little bit of weightiness in the base. This fragrance altogether is in the vein of like an Aventus or an Ashane Hasivat, but I actually prefer this to both of those. I just love that bright, sweet fruitiness. This one performs well, just like the original does. And I think you can get this on Amazon for around $30. I've seen it in that price range often. Okay, the next one is another clone of a Stronger With You flanker. I'm actually wearing this fragrance today. I never hear anybody talk about this fragrance. I mean, it never shows up on any list. And this is a $25 pickup even from Amazon. This is Ard Al Zaafaran's Oud 24 Hours Majestic Gold. And this is a clone of Stronger With You Leather. It's basically the Stronger With You DNA that you'll probably be very familiar with, and then it has a particular kind of leather note. It's a slightly animalic leather note, a kind of realistic leather note, and I absolutely love it. I love leather fragrances, and this one is one of the best $25 leather fragrances you could possibly buy. It is another awesome pickup. Okay, next we're going to go with one of my favorite freshies. This one was actually, the original was kind of my summer signature scent for years. It's a clone of Lacoste L1212 Blanc. This is Armaf Hunter EDT. So this is the original. It's not the Intense, it's not the EDP. And it's just a very refreshing, very attractive compliment magnet fragrance. It's a little bit woodsy in the base. It's a masculine floral fragrance. It's got a touch of spiciness. It's even got a little bit of, I think it's lemon or some kind of citrus in the opening. It's just a great, summer fragrance. It's a no-brainer. It's, spray it and forget it, dumb reach fragrance. And you can get that one for about 20 bucks. There's another one you can get for about $20 on Amazon. I didn't even think about it putting the list together, but many of these you can get very cheap on Amazon. This one is a clone of La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, and it's a really good clone. It's slightly more aromatic than La Nuit de l'Homme. This is Poker Face by Ted Lapidus. And so this one has, again, got a touch more lavender than the original La Nuit de l'Homme, but it performs better as well. It's still got that warm spiciness, that warm cardamom, that sweetness from the original, but it performs a little better and it's a little fresher and therefore I think a little more versatile than the original is as well. Okay, last up, another one that really nobody is talking about. Maybe that's a common theme about most of these, that, they're not getting a lot of hype. A couple of them are. This one is a clone of Prada L'Homme, and it's a very good clone. It's a strong clone of Prada L'Homme. If you like fresh iris, again with some cardamom and a little bit of, soapy cleanness and a little bit of woods, this is Riff's Avant-Garde, a great clone of Prada L'Homme EDT, a great pickup and a great brand that you don't really hear a whole lot about. So that has been 12. I think I hit all 12 of them. These are awesome, accurate clones. I would recommend any of them to you, but I'd love to hear from you in the comments of what would you add to this list. Also, please give an awesome, accurate click to the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that. I am Justin, and this has been Sillage Scents.